Thanks everybody for being here. Here we go. Episode number 9. Can you believe it, man? Episode number 9, man. We're about to hit 10 here.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy, man. All right, so here we go. Today's episode, man, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of different things. Welcome, everybody, by the way. Absolutely. Thank everybody for being here.
Good evening.
Let's talk about our sponsors here today, man. I just got the vote from the boys going with the old chiseled ice today.
Strawberry lemonade.
Okay.
The huge
little peach mango. I found some.
3 different flavors today. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Appreciate Rowdy.
A lot of turmoil to get this, by the way.
All worth it, man. All worth it. So, want to thank Rowdy Energy for sponsoring us here. Also, Coastland Apparel. I got the shirt on. The boys got the hats on up there today. Awesome. We appreciate those guys for sponsoring us. Use that the Bird TV promo code right there, coastlandapparel.com. AJ is getting the plug in, man. That is well-placed advertisement right there.
That hat was faded for AJ.
Oh, man, that's great.
It was. So this hat, so I'm in Georgia right now, on an island off the coast of Savannah called Tybee Island, and there's like these little random surf shops, like all along the beach and stuff. And I was like, hey, I want to be, a silly tourist, so I went into one, find some like stupid tank tops or whatever, and I found this Coastland hat randomly in the hat section of
it was fate. It was fate. You just floated on in there because you smelled that Coastland vibe and it brought you to the hat. Look at that, man. It's crazy. That's awesome.
I know, right?
All right, Primo, tell us about the shirt, man. What's going on with that? You Roman Mark, you.
Well, I mean, I am the champ, number one, so I thought it was fitting, but also
means hurry up and get here.
I am currently a mark for Roman in his in all of his heelness. It was right around the night that Stack 'em and Pin 'em shirt came out. When he came out with that one, I was like, I gotta have that shirt. But then I was like, wait, I want the Acknowledge Me shirt. So I got this one instead.
And I would have thought that 2 years ago that any of us would be Roman marks, because I hated him more than anyone. And
oh right, I agree. When he was being forced down our throat as a babyface, it was
right. Yeah, man, he's such a good heel.
He's number one on all of our list of top babyfaces, right?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. He was number one. Always for me. It wouldn't have been anybody else.
How do you come back from cancer and still end up being hated?
Right.
That is a special kind of bad writing.
That's called wrestling right there. You suspend belief.
Right.
And that works in all ways, shapes, and forms. All right, man. Let's talk about the episode today, man. Let's get rolling here. First of all, let me introduce these guys, right, man. My co-hosts, I appreciate them so much, man. First of all, from the land of the rattlesnake, Mr. Team Extreme himself. I guess we should start acknowledging him. But Primo, Silver Fox, brother, appreciate it. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. We are here.
Yeah, also my guy, he's on location. He's going to be away from the mean streets of Chicago here for a little while. So let's welcome the original Dirty Dog himself, AJ.
Yo.
Dirty Dog.
Thanks for being here, brother. Appreciate you being here.
The original Dirty Dog.
Primo, fired up, baby. Let's go. Wrestler history and birthdays.
All right. This week in wrestling history, we had 1985. WWF taped their first ever Saturday night's main event. With the main event being the Junkyard Dog defeating the Authority.
JYD.
Yeah. Fast forward. Go ahead.
Had a very hard head, Junkyard Dog did. Love the headbutt. That's all I have for Junkyard Dog. I don't know.
Moving up to 1994, EC Dub. They presented When Worlds Collide with WCW. Main event, Sabu and Bobby Eaton defeated Terry Funk and Arn Anderson.
Bobby Eaton, one half of the Midnight Express. Wow.
How crazy is that?
Arn Anderson wrestled in an ECW match. That's all kinds of bizarre.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. He
He's
talks
like the
about that
opposite
on
of
his
ECW
pod.
is.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he's more the traditional wrestler. Yeah, imagine Arn in like a freaking death match. Like, come on. Like, wow. Imagine him taking a light tube over the head. Like, come on. No.
Pulling thumbs outside of his mouth.
Right. You'd want to see what he'd do to the other guy, though.
And we go forward 3 more years. A little EC-Dub WWF collab to 1997 when RVD made his debut on Monday Night Raw.
Wow.
Remember that.
To defeat Jeff Hardy, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
All right, moving forward, we got birthdays. Birthdays this week. We had a bunch of them, so I went ahead and went with the week of birthdays. We
Okay.
got Tito Santana, William Regal.
Arriba!
No, Matador.
Yeah. Strike Force.
William Regal. He's a man.
He's a manly man.
Billy
He always
Kidman. Oh, yeah, and with his hands behind.
Yeah.
One of my favorite
impressions
cruiserweights,
are terrible.
Billy Kidman.
What was the move he used to do off the top rope? It was like
Shooting Star.
The
beautiful.
7-year itch.
He's one of the first people that I ever saw do that, and so that's why. Yeah. Lindsay Dorado.
Heroin addict.
Lindsay Dorado. Scarlett Bordeaux. 1955. Vader. Cardona. Excuse me.
Who's the moon? Cardona. I'm gonna talk about him a little bit.
Texan Kevin Von Erich.
Everybody's a Texan.
The first African American heavyweight champion himself, Ron Simmons.
Ron Simmons.
The old Florida State Seminole himself. I remember
And
him.
that is this week in history.
Oh, nice. Very good. Want to remind everybody, Sit Down Marks is now available on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. All the replays of all the shows are going to be available today. We're coming to even more platforms in the works, man. We're getting those out there, so go check that out, man. Download those, subscribe, man. We really appreciate it, man. We broke the top 100 last week, man. So we're pretty fired up, man. I can't believe it, man. It's awesome, man. We want to thank everybody. Also, everybody's Twitter handles are up on the screen today. Have those up there. Go follow all of us, and especially that one in the middle there. Sit Down Marks for everything going on here.
That's the important one.
With the show, that's the important one, absolutely. So once again, welcome everybody. I'm your heel host, Dirty Bird. Thank everybody for being here today. Like I said, we got a lot of recap talk. We got some new things to talk about. There's some rumors going on. We got pay-per-views coming up. All right, AJ, let's roll, baby. Last week in wrestling, AEW, last Wednesday was the Blood and Guts blow-off. So that will be the recap. They did announce May the 30th is going to be Double or Nothing. I haven't seen a site yet, but they started releasing not long before we went live here touring dates. So Goosebumps, baby! Yeah,
going back on the road.
Yeah,
which they haven't announced any cities yet, though. Like I'm assuming they'll be.
They did announce a few cities. Yeah, they announced like 3. Texas was 2. There was like 2 in Texas, 1 in Florida. So obviously they're going to start with the more wide open states to begin. I think
cities in Texas and Florida.
Right.
Excuse me. So AEW Blood and Guts.
This was a good show. I just got caught up on it.
This was a great show. I mean, it was not a lot of matches, but the matches that were there were either fantastic or they had, Dr. Britt Baker in it.
Right.
She was in a match. Anyways, so, one thing, they started off the show with Pyro. I miss Pyro. I know WWE a little bit more
like
now.
Batista.
Yeah. Or
Ooh! Yeah.
What was China?
Hardy.
Her little spooter gun?
Yeah. Seth Rollins. Yeah.
I miss Pyro. It's one of those things.
Radar Superstar, Kurt Angle.
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it's kind of like part of wrestling, not just big events. Like when you went to Raw, you got pounded with when the show came on, or you lost your mind when they would hit it and Kane came out and you didn't know he was coming out. All of us have gotten caught by that.
We went to a Raw one year, myself and Jet Dryer, and when the Usos came out, they still used to have the flames, and those flames were so hot.
Yep. I'm waiting on the Usos to come back out to the Samoan thing. I always love that.
So come out and do a haka dance.
Be Samoa. Yeah. Anyway, that's 2 impressions. That's way too many. I'm over my limit in the show. I get one, and we just started. So
hey, Dirty, can you give us a little Big Show music?
Whoa!
Thank you.
Well, it's the Big Show.
That's all I wanted.
I'm fired.
You guys can handle it.
All right, yeah. Take it easy, guys.
So, that's a program. So, Blood and Guts kick off the show. Kenny Omega and MT Nakazawa versus Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. So, Don Callis says Omega isn't in the building. Nakazawa's going to have to fight on his own. Nakazawa looks confused, which he's like a great comedy heel. He's just a goober, and I'm a fan of him.
Right.
So Omega then comes out, attacks Moxley and Kingston from behind. At one point, Moxley hits a pile driver. That's another thing that I miss in AEW or in WWE. Pile drivers.
Yeah.
There's only one person that can do it, and it's The Undertaker, and it's not even a real pile driver. Right. It's one of those banned moves. Like, it's so simple and old school, but it's not around anymore, and I miss it.
Yeah. It's like the sleeper. It's the throwback to the old days.
Unless Brutus the Barber Beefcake was doing it, in which case, go away, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Right. Terrible.
They had to go to sleep somehow so he could cut their hair.
What a terrible gimmick. Why would anyone get into a match with Brutus the Barber Beefcake? Because you know that he's probably going to cut your hair at the end of it. I mean, that's not a problem for 2 out of 3 of us. You know what I mean? Because
Brother Brudai.
Brother Brudai. He had so many gimmicks. Anyways, I'm getting off track.
He did.
Moxley, Kingston, Omega, Nakazawa. So, Moxley and Kingston, I mean, it was a great match. Obviously, anything with Moxley and Omega in it is going to be fantastic, and I really look forward to those two having their singles match. Moxley and Kingston get the win when they hit the half and half, which looked really great.
Yep.
Afterwards, the Young Bucks came out, and then the Good Brothers come out, and there's a schmoz, which there's a lot of schmozes in AEW.
There is a lot of schmozes, definitely too. Interference galore,
Yes, run-ins and disqualifications, and yet it's still the best product out there. So Matt Jackson Tony Schiavone, I believe, calls him a tablecloth. He has like this horrible like Hawaiian getup on.
Oh yeah.
And
he's channeling, or Nick, or sorry, I mean to interrupt you, but Nick, like to me, he's channeling like early '90s Shawn Michaels in a way. Like he already kind of resembles him, but he's putting the earrings on. He's getting the cockiness. He's wearing like the beret hats, and Kango hats.
I look forward to like the fluffy mullet. I hope he brings that back, like early, like sexy boy.
He just perms up
like Johnny Drip Drip.
Yeah, Johnny Drip Drip. The amazing fluff mullet.
He's got drip in his hair now. It says drip. Oh man, they're just oh boy.
I love
anyway,
it.
We'll talk about it.
Yes, we will. So anyways, like they get Moxley, like they have him held, and Matt Jackson takes off his shoe and starts like slapping Moxley with it, and that was like the best thing. And like, no super kicks, no, just take off my shoe and give you the old fish tails with it. Yeah, it was wonderful. It was fantastic.
And he hits you with the white glove a few times.
Yes, I love the Young Bucks. So moving on, up next is QT Marshall versus Cody Rhodes.
QT.
QT Marshall and Cody Rhodes. This is a great match. Like, I was not expecting a lot from QT Marshall, but he's kind of fantastic.
Yeah, and I feel like they let go a little more on this match. It seems like the one before, they kind of held back a little more reserved, like they didn't want to let it all hang out, and now they're starting to, because I was a little more into this one, not expecting much going into it, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
You know, like I was like, oh, this is going to be another, you know, but yeah, it was a good match. It was a good match.
It was. I heard that there were a little bit of problems backstage when Cody got opened the hard way. Like I tried to find the spot where, because he was bleeding just everywhere from his eye.
Yeah, I tried to go back and watch it too. I couldn't see.
I couldn't find it because right before that happened, he hit the crossroads, and QT Marshall kicked out of it, and then just blood everywhere, which I think they wanted to save for the actual blood and guts match.
Right. Yeah.
But it ended up Cody gets the win with the figure 4. I like it when wrestlers use submissions that they don't normally use to get win. I mean, Cody uses the figure 4, but like normally he wins with the crossroads, which
right.
Like that Marshall kicked out of it. Afterwards, Anthony Ogogo. So I cannot take him seriously. Like his he punches in the meat basket. That's right. He came out and he's like, bleh. And that was
I mean, he took out your boy Billy Gunn last week with it, so it must be legit, is all I'm saying. You know, that kid's got a right on him.
You could take any... Like, Billy Gunn would go out from, like, a chop. Like,
I just love that you said red basket.
Chop.
Red basket.
Yeah, I heard that in a while. That's a wrestling term, though.
Yeah.
That's like how you say the midsection, you know, the red basket.
I mean, we all knew what he was talking about.
Yeah,
I didn't think twice about it.
It was like right in the middle.
Right where the basket holds the bread, you know?
So Anthony
Crimson Mask.
Right. Yeah, that was a weird little split there. I was kind of looking too. I was like, dang, how did he get busted? I was like, what did I miss? And I like rewound it. Why? And I was like, no, it just, I don't know, man. Might have just been a quick little, I don't know. Yeah.
Like at first I thought he like opened himself up on purpose, but I couldn't see that. So apparently it was hard. And backstage they weren't real pleased with it because again, wanted to save all the red, as they call it in WWE.
Yeah.
Got the match.
Gotcha.
So up next, there's a quick promo with Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. So Scorpio Sky quotes Jim Carrey's The Riddler, where he's like, "Riddle me this."
Oh yeah.
Riddle me that. Now it was awful, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And then he calls Sting a mosquito, and I was like, "Why aren't you calling him a bee?" Because bees sting.
Right.
That was awful.
Yeah.
But I giggled too much. I wrote that down.
Yeah, let Ethan talk.
Yeah, just let Ethan talk. And then, so this is the bump of the night. So Ethan then cuts a promo, and then Darby Allin comes out and attacks, and holy God, he gets thrown down an entire flight of concrete steps. They just hook him down there, and it looked horrendous.
Yeah.
Especially when we eventually talk about the bump at the end of the night. But this was awful. I thought he legitimately like broke 14 limbs. It was terrible.
I'm saying "ow" the whole time he's falling down. Like, it's
nope.
Yeah. That's real bumps right there.
Yeah,
real bumps.
Oh, God,
man,
that brutal.
Yeah, number momentum.
So after that, we have the aforementioned Dr. Britt Baker against Enhancement Jobber.
Mm-hmm.
I think her name was like Julie Hart or something like that. I don't know. I didn't even write it down. Quick squash match.
Yep.
Didn't really need to be on the card, in my opinion. I guess, gives something to do for, Dr. Britt Baker. But it was basically a pee break match. And then the pee break continues with video package with Taz narrating about Christian Cage's matches. Taz sounds like Joe Pesci in Home Alone. It sounds so stupid.
I never thought about that. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if he's going for that kind of cadence and tone, but that's how it comes off.
Right.
Like I kept thinking that he was going to yell at Kevin or something. Anyways,
he's like, "You got Christian here. He's a great guy. He's he measures 6 foot this. He's an all-time Hall of Fame wrestler." Yeah. And then like he's putting him over, and then he's like, "But my guys."
yeah.
But then there's my guys, the Wet Bandits. Way better. I don't know why I harp on Taz so much. Taz is great.
I love Taz as a wrestler. I'm not a fan of what this is. No. Yeah, I was a huge Taz fan. I still got a Taz shirt. I bought it at an ECW show, man. Like probably 99, 2000. But yeah, like I love it. But yeah, this
iteration is something wrong with him.
Yeah.
So. After that is the 4-way tag match to decide the number one contender for the Young Bucks Tag Team Championships. And this match was just a giant mess. So it was the Varsity Blondes featuring Brian Pillman Jr., which...
Yeah, I like him, man.
I'm assuming we all just watched the Dark Side of the Ring with Brian Pillman.
Yep.
All right, let me say this real quick. Brian Pillman Jr., that dude screams babyface. I mean, look at him. White meat. He's green. Girls are going to freaking love him. Young kids are going to love him. Dudes are probably going to wish they were him. He just comes off as that kind of guy. So I think megastar when I see this dude. I mean, he's already got the pedigree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, I just, the first time I seen him was at a Black Label Pro show in Crown Point, Indiana, and he was super green. Might have even been one of his, 3 or 4 matches. And guess who they threw him in the ring with, man? Joey Janela. So and it was great, man. Like, Joey paced him through the match. Like I said, he was, really green, you know what I'm saying? And he almost kind of looks even still a little nervous. But anyway, not to get off on it, but this dude's got the makings, man. He's got the looks. If he can talk halfway as good as his dad, this dude's going to shine, man. I'm telling you.
That's almost exactly what I wrote down here.
Yeah.
So, Varsity Blondes featuring Brian Pillman Jr. and Dirty Your Boy, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus as part of the Jurassic Express, which made me laugh. Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian as SCU. And so...
SCU!
The acclaimed... Terrible. Just... So Caster Raps. And how?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, it wasn't good.
Just awful.
Not that I could do better, but
why did they do that? Like, I think you could do better.
Well, you're not gonna find out.
Yeah, not here either.
I'm waiting. I can wait all day.
You can take the show hostage.
Anyways. So, I mean, this match was just spot after spot after spot.
Right, yeah, spot fest.
But which is great. It reminded me again of old TNA matches, like the old the X Division matches, and
right.
Sometimes that's great. Like, you don't always need story in a match; just let them go do things. And
athleticism. Yeah, love it.
It was great. So ends up SCU gets the pin over Brian Pillman Jr.
Kind of thought that.
I don't know why he took the fall in this match. I couldn't figure that out. I was trying to figure it out, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like, make Jungle Boy take the fall. Like, Dirty, I know you love him so much, but make him fall.
Well, I mean, it's not that I love Jungle Boy. I kind of think the same about him as I do Brian, they both look the part. I think I would, if I had to tip right now, I'd probably go towards Pillman Jr. You know what I mean? But just because of size, he's going to be able to match up a little bit bigger with the bigger guys. I don't. It looks like Jungle Boy. I don't know if he's going to get any bigger. You know what I mean? So I mean, not that that's a big deal, but you know what I mean. Like just in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's probably more than happy to do the job right now. He's a new guy on the scene. And they put him on. They put him on TV a lot here lately, whether it's matches or on the sidelines. So I don't think it will hurt him. But yeah, Jungle Boy could have took that one probably easier. So as long as they protect him later, if they're going to give him the push.
Yeah, Jungle Boy is their hot commodity that they will protect at all.
Right.
Up next is a little promo from Yuji Nagata, which was really cool. I wasn't expecting that. Obviously, Japanese legend Yuji Nagata.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they announced a match for Nagata versus Jon Moxley. Is that next week, or is that Double or Nothing that they announced? I can't remember.
I think it's a Double or Nothing. I could be wrong.
Okay.
For the U.S. Japan?
U.S. IWGP.
Yeah,
which I totally forgot that Moxley even had that belt.
I did too. I mean, they basically created that belt. Omega had it for a little bit, and then I'm not sure. Maybe Will Ospreay might have had it, but otherwise, yeah. Oh, Juice Robinson had it for a little bit, and then Moxley had it.
That's right.
So now it's I didn't know he still had it. So I could see this going back to Nagato. Why all of a sudden are they having a match? Like, why all of a sudden is this belt a big deal? You know what I mean? Like, I think Moxley might have been like, I'm not going back to Japan for a little while, so it's
so got to get it off me.
Put it on somebody else. Yeah,
that's going to be in Japan to actually defend it. I like it.
Yeah. Yep.
So up next we have, apart from the blood and guts match, my favorite moment of the entire night. It's Tony Schiavone interviewing Kenny Omega, which Omega is fantastic. So, first of all, he says he doesn't want to be there. He makes fun of the crowd, runs them down, all great Kenny Omega stuff. And then Orange Cassidy comes out and they announce a match, Pac versus Orange Cassidy next week, which I can't wait for that match. That's going to be fantastic.
Serious guy versus non-serious guy.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
This is going to be worlds collide right here, man. Yeah, I can't wait to see Orange kick Pac in the shins.
I know, right? With his hands in his pockets.
The dumbest things to look forward to. Like, Pac's going to be like, dude, it's great.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. No,
I'm going to love it. So then Omega is running down Orange Cassidy, and this is like my favorite line ever. He was talking about how he's cool and all the kids want to dress up as him. Omega's like, yeah, they want to dress up like you and go to their sock hops. I lost it. Like, the fact that he said sock hops is amazing. And then he stole Orange Cassidy's glasses and put them on Nakazama. It was just great. Like, everything, the whole entire segment.
Yeah.
Was fantastic.
Good tongue-in-cheek here.
Up next, a promo with Miro, which makes me sad, so I'm just going to kind of skip over that, because Miro's such a disappointment in AEW. Makes me sad. My boy Rusev, just... Yeah. Okay, so now we do the main event, and so there's a lot going on in this match, so I'm going to kind of go as fast as I can, because I know we're taking way too much time on AEW. So, I apologize. Okay.
All good.
Here we go. They start with Sammy Guevara and Dax Harwood. Fantastic. Spots happen. Harwood at one point goes for a pin, like a goober. It's like, okay. Up next is Shawn Spears for the Pinnacle. And then after that, Ortiz comes in, and he looks like a hobo that did his makeup in a dumpster. There's an awesome Spanish fly that
yes,
Guevara hits on Sean Spears. How cool was that? Like off 2 ropes and then the spin. Amazing spot.
I love that move, by the way. It's like one of my favorites.
I know, and no one does it in WWE I mean, does anyone do it? Like outside of NXT, does anyone do Spanish fly anymore?
Rollins used to do it.
I was going to say Rollins.
Rollins used to do it a little bit. You know, my favorite person to watch do it right now is Phoenix. You know, when he does it when he's got the guy in the buckle and he walks him down the ropes just a little, and they do it off the side. Yeah, he's probably my favorite to do it right
in wrestling.
I do think that rope transition to Spanish Fly was super cool, though.
Yeah,
I did too. It was like no matter how much else happened in this match, which there was a lot. That was my favorite spot of the match. That right there. It's kind of near the beginning, popping crowd, which the crowd sounded great, by the way. I get that there's only like 1,000 fans in attendance, but it was great having a live crowd. Anyway, so up next, Cash Wheeler comes in. And then at one point, Ortiz gets stuck in between the ring and the cage, which I found funny.
How weird was that? Yeah, it was. They talked about it for a second. They're like, "Where'd he go? Oh, he's in between the ring and the cage." And then that was it.
Nothing. They just ignored it because I don't think he was supposed to get stuck in between the cage.
They all kind of looked down there
and the ring. They're like, "Oh, what's happening?"
Like, I didn't know that could do that.
Right? Yeah. This is weird.
There's just Ortiz like kicking his little feet, like desperately needing help to get out. So up next, where are we at? So Santana comes in, who has the same hobo makeup as Ortiz. And then Wardlow is next, which this is kind of a cool spot. Like Wardlow is standing in one ring, and all the members of the Inner Circle that are in the match are in the other ring. And they kind of like converge into the ring as like this big standoff. It was really cool. Up next is Jake Hager for the Inner Circle, and Hager and Wardlow have a stare down, which I'm on board with that match too. I would like to see that. Just 2 giants bashing each other. That'd be great.
I used to love doing that. We the people.
Like the 2.
I never understood why Cesaro was in that though.
We the people.
Why was Cesaro ever involved in that?
Yeah.
Cesaro can do no wrong ever.
That's right. Plug him anywhere. Plug and play anywhere, Cesaro.
Yes. That's how good Cesaro is. Up next is...
We got to do it, boys. Come on, Primo.
The dumbest thing ever, and I love it. So then finally, MJF and Jericho get into the match. So now everyone bleeds. The match the ring gets absolutely torn to pieces. At one point, Santana, I think it was, took a fork and like shoved it in MJF's face, and kind of a gross spot. So finally, MJF and Jericho get up to the top of the ring, on top of the cage, and it looked like the way they shot it at first looked really good. Like it looked really high up. So then MJF threatens to throw Jericho off unless Inner Circle surrenders, and then the match ends when Guevara surrenders for the Inner Circle. Pinnacle take the win, and then that bump happens. They throw Jericho off the top of the cage, and from like far back, like a wide view, it looked great. Like it looked, real and painful. But then, like up close, no, that was clearly cardboard on top of an airbag. And
yes,
especially after you see the Darby Allin bump earlier in the night, it didn't ruin the match because the match was fantastic, but it was kind of like a meh kind of ending to it.
Yeah, and I think too sometimes they always feel like they got to go right down over the guy laying there with the camera. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? A lot of times it's like almost kind of like, because then we can see all the stuff that they've set up. Like you know what I mean? I mean, we're suspending our belief. I know, but that would have been awesome if they would have just stayed from that back angle. You know what I mean?
Yes. So, and plus, like Jim Ross was selling when he was up there, Jim Ross was selling how it's concrete surrounding the ring, and it clearly was not, and it just seemed a bit silly, I guess. Seemed a bit fake. But apart from that, the match was unbelievable. It's probably my favorite match that I've watched so far from AEW for the show. Because I mean, it was you like read that WWE, like the executives at WWE, didn't like it because it set the business back 30 years. But I think that was right. Is that it was a throwback. It was War Games, which were always like the best matches when I was growing up as a kid because they were so awesome, except for when Hogan was in them, then they were terrible. But I don't know, I love this match. I loved it so much.
Yeah, I thought it was good. A good way to, going into this match, I was like, oh man, we can't have this blow off yet. This is kind of match you have at the end when it's time to blow it all off. But it set up so much more. Like they played it out very well. We got a lot more going with this. There's going to be backlash from the whole Jericho thing. So, there's going to be a lot of back and forth coming, I think. So
I got two things about this. Number one, how many weeks do you think until Jericho returns?
2 at least.
After
to make it real.
So I bet he comes back double or nothing.
Or maybe after the 4th of July. Yeah, so May 30th, 4th of July. Sure. Okay. Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah.
Second, did y'all notice that the first hour was taped?
I did not notice. Was it really taped?
It was complete. Like the live fans in attendance they never showed the live fans in attendance until the second hour.
Oh.
And it's been confirmed too. I listened to some other podcasts where the people that were there talked about it. Yeah.
Oh wow, interesting.
I did not notice that.
I didn't notice either. But I think that's kind of my quarantine wrestling brain. I'm not watching.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I need to be reprogrammed to watch fans and listen.
All the fans are just like, oh my god.
Right. Yeah. All right. Appreciate it, AJ. That is the AEW recap. So let me roll through Impact. Coming up. So a couple of notes here. First, I don't know if you guys knew this or not. I was watching Ring of Honor over the weekend. They have added Maria Kanellis to their broadcast booth. So she is on with Ian Riccaboni and Caprice Coleman. So that's their booth. Yeah, interesting. So AAW Independence, Mance Warner retained against Fred Yehi in AAW Live last week. We are going to try to go to the show in August, so we're about 3 shows away, so I'm looking forward to that. Nothing else I've seen really going on in the independent scene too much. There's a couple shows coming up here, but no major title changes or nothing. So, all right, let's talk about Impact, guys. They lead off. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but D'Lo and Matt Striker are now the 2 guys in the booth there. Go if you guys get a chance. If you're not watching it, so go look and see. Go look at Matt Striker's hair. Matt Striker's hair.
Yeah, he's got longer hair, doesn't he? Yeah.
Hang on, I'm watching a replay of myself do the D'Lo. I love that. That's great. Anyway, you're looking at the real deal now. All right. So D'Lo, Matt Striker, they start talking about Under Siege, which is May 15th this weekend. Excuse me. We start the show recaps from last week. Rhino takes on Chris Sabin with James Storm. Chris Sabin wins. He is now in the 6-way match, number 1 contenders match at Under Siege, which I'll cover that later. So they go to the back and they show Brian Myers. He's pissed that Woo 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 beat him in the last match to get into the 6-way. So he's throwing out stuff everywhere. Rosemary and Decay shows up with Black Taurus as well, And so they jump on Brian Myers to kind of start maybe a new feud with all those guys. Next up, they go backstage. Don Callis and Omega are in the back. Funny little segment here, which if you watch WWE, this kind of moves into Impact. Omega and Callis are in the back telling the Good Brothers that they are losing way too much and that it's ruining their image how much they're losing, and that if they don't get it together, they're going to have to start making a decision about things. And so the match tonight is Luke Gallows and, drop my pen like Primo. Luke Gallows and... oh shoot! I can't remember who he wrestles. Anyway, so Omega says he's going to go out and be like his coach. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll never lose as the coach, or with you as my coach." So, kind of a little funny segment there. And Machine Gun said nothing through this whole thing because he's the one that's been taking all the pins, which was the funny part of it because his facials. He didn't say nothing. He just kind of sat there and he was just like.
He's like, you stay still, they won't look at you.
Right? Yeah. So funny little segment there. All right, next up, Taylor Wilde comes back. This is her second match back. She wins over a wrestler named Susan. Tennille Dashwood gets in the ring. Emma Tennille and tries to raise her hand like they're going to be a tag team, and Taylor says no, rolls out of the ring and leaves. Next up, really good big Cass promo. Morrissey, whatever they're calling him, I can't remember. It's going to be hard for me not to call him Big Cass, but it's just a promo of him. A bunch of different shots of him all jacked up. He's talking about how he's coming back to take over, and this time he's pissed off, and this kind of stuff. So he says he's not going to apologize for what he's about to do, and then he announces Willie match against Willie Mack at Under Siege, which is funny because every time they bring a new guy in, they feed him Willie Mack. He's like the gatekeeper or something. I don't know, man, but they're like, oh, okay, this is your first match, Willie. First match guy over here.
We got somebody.
Yeah, we got somebody for you. Yeah.
He's the sponsor that brings everybody.
Right. He's over in the corner eating a turkey sandwich like AJ. Yeah. So, they're like, hey, Willie, we got one. He's like, oh, we got a new one.
Okay.
Yeah, so, it's funny.
Come on.
So, next up, we got another qualifying match for the number one contender, Rohit Raju. Some know him as Hakeem Zayn. He's wrestling Trey Miguel. I seen this coming a mile away because they've been doing this questioning Trey's passion about wrestling. So he's going to win. They put him into the 6-way match. Wouldn't surprise me if he ends up winning this thing. I don't think he's going to win it. I'll tell you later who I think is going to win it. But next up, right after the match, Jake Something comes out. Something. He comes out and beats up Rohit for attacking him last week. So they got furthered their little storyline. So next up, Luke Gallows wrestles Juice Robinson. That's who it was. One half of the tag team titles. They both come out, so Gallows wins clean, easily over Juice Robinson. He does like a little sit-down spine buster is Gallows' finisher. Wins, and then Omega and the Good Brothers jump in the ring. The rest of Finn Juice and Eddie Edwards comes in. Some big melee. Omega and the boys stand tall. So end of that match. And then next up, if you guys ever, they got a new wrestler. His name is El Phantasmo. He is he's a guy from New Japan. He is 2-time Super J Cup winner. This guy is full-blown Bullet Club to the max. This dude's coming out. He's doing this. Like all the way walking to the ring. He's got a little bit of an attitude. Like I've seen him wrestle before, so it wasn't the first time I've seen him. So he's kind of mocking wrestlers throughout the match. And then the biggest mock of all was he pinned this jobber dude, VSK, like the Undertaker. Like he folds his hands over and yeah. So that's how he pinned him. So I was kind of like, ooh, whoa, okay. So anyway, he's very flamboyant, kind of in-your-face guy. He's got Bullet Club all over him, all that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, so he wins the match with his finisher is a super kick. But the funny part about it is, at the end of the match, this is kind of one of his things. At the end of the match, referee raises your arm. Well, he lays down on the mat and makes the referee raise his leg. It's silly, but funny. But funny. Go look it up. Go to YouTube sometime. El Phantasmo. There you go. So, anyway, funny. All right, last two matches. Rachel Ellering, daughter of Paul Ellering, the famous manager of the Road Warriors, wins her first match against Kiera Hogan. All right, main event tonight for the last qualifying spot in the six-way tournament, or six-way match. Moose versus James Storm. Primo, hit it. Moose.
Gotcha. Moose.
Right. For the final spot, Moose wins by a spear. He does the concerto to the knee of James Storm. Looks like he's going to put him out for a while. So James is taking a break, or he's leaving Impact. One of the two. I've seen James Storm leave Impact 50 times this very same way, so this could absolutely be happening.
It's like his name's all right, knee injury, I'm out.
Yeah, he might, and he'll show up on NXT next week. So,
show up on SmackDown with Bobby Roode.
Right? Yeah, there we go. So that's the way the show ends. Moose qualifies for the six-way tournament. Okay, so let's see if I remember all these guys. So it's Moose, Sami Callihan, Trey Miguel, Chris Sabin. What two am I missing? Chris Bay, and there's one more I'm missing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think Moose is winning this. Because I'm looking at who's going to be a formidable opponent with Omega, because the winner of this becomes number one contender to Omega, who's the Impact champion. So I'm guessing Moose, unless they're going to feed somebody else to Omega before they move him up a little bit. So I don't know what the plans are. So, but anyway, that's how Impact went off. That's the update. So, all right, Primo, if you're ready to go, man, let's fire it up. SmackDown from last Friday. Last Friday. All right, we had SmackDown Throwback. If anybody noticed, they did have the fist. However, it was just CGI'd in.
They did.
Yeah. Wasn't actually there.
Let down, but whatever. We'll move past it. They opened up SmackDown Throwback with a clip. They did a few of these throughout the night. The first one they showed was the first ever SmackDown main event, The Rock versus Triple H.
The Rock show?
Yeah, that's where Shawn Michaels super kicks him. Whole twist there. Moving on to the live show. Roman Reigns arrives with his new epic theme music. Comes out. He's wearing my shirt, and he's wearing my shirt when he comes out.
He's wearing my shirt.
He gets to the ring, and they start talking about how, I did what I said I was going to do. I said I was going to challenge who I wanted. I said I was going to get rid of Daniel Bryan. He's gone. And then gives Paul Heyman the mic. He's like, all right, in memory of Daniel Bryan, we're going to do a 10-bell salute, except we want to do it ourselves. And Paul Heyman goes, ding! 10 times.
So good.
It was great. You could even Roman started laughing.
I wasn't going to listen to that.
By the 7th or 8th one, Roman cracked.
Right. Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah. So, the moment we've been waiting for, Roman says, Daniel Bryan's absence brings another guy to replace him. And out comes, Ooh! Jimmy Uso returns, and he's coming out. At that moment, we kind of say, okay, he daps up his brother, daps up Roman, everything's kosher. From that point, it looks cool.
Right.
Cesaro, what's up?
Oh no, I was just said right.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Cesaro interrupts, but is quickly attacked by Rollins from behind. And then, right as they're about to start brawling, it's the Matt Milton comes out. Let me holler at you, player. Comes out. Pretty long.
Yep.
Spike has been doing this for like weeks now, and he actually came out this time.
Yeah.
And he proclaims that we said, with my given power tonight, if Cesaro beats Rollins, he gets a championship match, player. So against Reigns at WrestleMania Backlash, and so they go on to have their match. Cesaro and Rollins have their match in the ring, and meanwhile the Uso brothers are outside watching the whole thing, and they're kind of like wolves circling the whole time.
Yep.
And at one point, they end up they interfere, and Rollins ends up hitting Jay. And so Jimmy's like, that's my brother, and super kicks Rollins. So then he gets rolled up, put in the ring, neutralizer, and then there you go, 1, 2, 3, Jimmy cost Rollins the match and helped Cesaro get to his match against Roman Reigns. So what he did was, inadvertently cost the Samoan family there.
I get that they wanted to like plant a little bit of dissension in the Roman faction, but why do it at the cost of a clean win for Cesaro? Maybe I'm just saying that as like a giant Cesaro mark, but it kind of bothered me just the smallest little bit.
Also, on the flip side of that, I'm ready for Seth to get out of the mid card and get back up there. Like, I'm ready for him to be highlighted again. He's too great to be just doing these random matches. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired of the Messiah thing, but just like, get back in there.
Yeah.
Do you think he has to turn face in order to move up?
If he eventually goes against Reigns. Because we'll talk about this later, but spoiler, I don't see Cesaro taking the title off Reigns. So, anyway, moving on, because I'm the champ picks right now, so.
Oh, you are? We didn't know.
I didn't.
We can take a moment of silence for you guys to. Anyways, yeah, moving on. They move another. SmackDown memory from the past, the Stone Cold and Booker T shopping spree, which they also highlighted in the documentary, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, the grocery store.
And actually, I forgot that. Like, I watched it on the A&E documentary, but I had forgotten that it was on SmackDown and not Raw, because it was so long ago. Then we have. So at some point during the beginning hour, we had Rollins come in and say, hey, man, your boy cost me that match, talking about Jimmy, and Reigns says, I'll take care of it, and I'll take care of my family. Mm-hmm. Let me handle it. So he gets summoned. Yeah, Jimmy gets summoned, and basically starts talking to Jimmy how he talks to Jay. And Jimmy straight up says he's not going to be spoken to any type of way, and he ain't nobody's minion. I had to write the word down, so I knew what a synonym for the word he actually said.
Right, yeah.
Minion.
Roman's got his henchmen now. This is his henchmen now. Yeah, can do his dirty work.
So he says he ain't nobody's henchman, and he's not going to be spoken to the type of way that Jay gets spoken to. So, and he just walks out basically. And Reigns looks at Jay immediately. He's like, "Go get him! What are you waiting on? This ain't going to work." Next up, we have Carmella defeating Ruby Riott. Okay. Next up, we have
carry on.
Another SmackDown moment. Edge and Hogan winning the tag titles, brother.
Yeah. I always forget about them, like being
tag champions.
Being tag champions, yeah. Like it just doesn't correlate with wrestling in memory in my brain for whatever reason.
Yeah,
I always forget that. I'm like, oh yeah.
It was like 03. It's like after he changed back from Hollywood to regular Hulk Hogan, and right before Edge started getting his world title runs. So it was like in that little.
Oh yeah.
When Edge was doing all the
giving it a rub.
Yeah, when he was doing all the tag team things with like Rey Mysterio and everybody else, Edge was. Anyway, Moving on. Backstage segment. Jimmy Uso's telling Jay, he's like, "Look, man, I don't know what you had going on. I've been watching while I've been sitting at home. I'm here now. Let's focus on us. Let's go get these tag belts. Let's do what we do. Let's forget about all this." And basically try and talk some sense into Jey Uso. And they don't come to an agreement there. We go back into the ring for competition. Dominic Mysterio defeats Dolph Ziggler with a roll-up due to, I believe, there was a little bit of distraction there.
Yeah.
Moving on, we had... Oh, I forgot about this. They had the 10-man tag match made by Teddy Long.
Yeah. They had to give him a spot.
Yeah.
They really did, yeah.
So then King Corbin, Sami Zayn, Apollo Crews, Alpha Academy defeat Street Profits, KO, Big E, and Shinsuke. Like, crazy. And Shinsuke was just in a pay-per-view, and now he's just like back to forgotten status.
Yeah, I basically forgot about
eating
him.
the pin in a 10-man tag match. Sad.
I could see him be one of those guys just waiting his contract out and bouncing as quick as possible.
So Roman,
I hope he is after the way he's been treated.
In the final segment of SmackDown, we got Roman coming out. He is in the ring and basically says, he wants to know where Jimmy stands as far as, is he with him? Is he with the family? Or, he tells him, I brought you back. You can be with us, or you can go sit your butt back at home, basically. Jimmy drops the mic. He starts walking up the ramp. In the meantime, Cesaro attacks Reigns and Jey Uso and is getting over on him. And Jimmy, you see the wheels start turning. He's starting to get a little conflicted because he's about to just he was about to walk out on him, but at the same time that's his brother and his cousin that's getting attacked right now. So he goes in and immediately saves his brother, and that was how we went off the air because Cesaro actually ended up hitting Jimmy too. So all the Samoan family there ended up on the mat with Cesaro standing tall. But what I think about that is, personally, I like heel Reigns, and I don't. Why would you put Jimmy and Jay against each other? So that would be silly. So just put Jimmy with them and have him dominate.
Agreed.
Roman can be the champ, and they can be the tag champs, and they can own everything. Like,
right. Unless they have a plan where they're going to go through what they went with Jay with Jimmy, like where Roman's kind of convincing him to
has to break them.
Right? Yeah. It's kind of like breaking. So they could be doing that too, and then once they get him thinking the way that they think, then they're like this one big mesh unit all on the same page.
I mean, yeah, it could be a slow burn.
Could be a slow burn. I always love slow burn in wrestling. You know what I mean?
And it could be Jay the whole time, like, come on, man, just acknowledge him and it'll all be over. Yeah, but
and they're going to win the tag belts. They're going to win the tag belts while Roman has the world title. They're all going to have belts. Yeah.
If you don't acknowledge Primo, then he's going to break you.
All right, I'm going to acknowledge Primo heading
moving on to Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
So we open the show with
by the way, go home Raw.
Yeah, go home Raw to WrestleMania Backlash. We open up with Asuka, Mandy, and Dana defeating
Muscle Barbies. They called them the Muscle Barbies. Y'all heard that?
The Buckle Barbies.
The Muscle Barbies.
The Muscle Barbies. I thought you said the Buckle Barbies. I said that didn't sound very good.
No, it doesn't.
So they defeat Nia and Shayna. Surprise, man! I was surprised that Charlotte she was part of that loss. And the whole time, Alexa was up on stage doing her creepy thing, keeping her and Lily were keeping their eye on somebody.
Annoying.
Yeah, super annoying. I don't like it.
No, let's just get on with it. I see Alexa right now. It means fast forward to me.
I mean, I'd rather not fast forward Alexa. I'd rather just see her wrestle. But the whole thing she's doing right now is annoying.
Right.
But next up, we have a return. Gosh darn it! I just realized something. So Jinder Mahal returns. No. This is almost worse. Jinder Mahal makes his return. First of all, he has two guys with him. They didn't barely talk about that at all, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I
But
just kind of stood there the whole time.
He makes his return at the expense of Jeff Hardy. What is it with people coming back?
They fed your boy.
They did.
They're sitting there like, well, no, don't get me wrong. I actually really like Jinder Mahal's world title reign. I was a fan. I'm not a fan that he shaved his head, but
you were a liar.
Maharaja.
I like
the Bollywood boys.
I like, they were destroyed. Yeah,
that was the one where he goes, when he put him on his neck, right? Yeah, he's like, oh man, I forgot about that.
Oh, Randy does that? Yeah. He's like, oops.
Whoops.
So Jinder Mahal returns. He goes over clean against Jeff Hardy. Wah. Jeff Hardy's supposedly he's bringing back No More Words theme song whenever fans come back.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that's been right. He's confirmed that a long time ago, but that was last year. Moving on, we had.
Are you going to bring Willow back?
I hope not. I wasn't a fan of that.
That was. I mean, he did that in TNA, and it was. I remember that whole thing.
Yeah, I seen that not long ago.
TNA. I can't imagine TNA being like, okay, we want the rights to this character. This is ours. No one else can have Willow.
Right. Willow is over.
He's stalking Rockstar Spud.
Mm-hmm.
Get out there and get over, Willow. You imagine Dusty Rhodes telling that to Willow.
Nick Aldis, Magnus.
Get over, Willow, baby.
Yeah, man, right. Yeah, Magnus.
Next up, we had RK Bro, and that's my favorite tag team right now with the New Day. They defeat Riker and Elias and AJ and Omos. So basically, Randy kind of slithers out of the ring while everybody, a little bit of chaos ensues there. Waits for his moment to strike. Then he ends up taking out. I don't even remember who he took out. I think it was Elias. Or Riker. But anyway, he RKO's him, gets the pinfall. Then he turns on the New Day and gives each one of them. I thought it was so funny because Matt Riddle was like, "Bro, we're not gonna make any friends if you keep doing this." And Randy's just like, "Come on, kid."
Yeah, continuing the serious, the big dog with a little Scrappy running next to him. Like,
yeah, because earlier in the night they were talking about what's all funny and stuff. He's like, "You know what I find funny? Kicking people in the face, making people bleed, killing legends,
killing careers,
burning things."
Burning, I said that too, yeah. That's a new thing he does. That's not even a thing he's done in a long time.
Right.
I know, it's like 2 years old. He found burning things. He's like, I'm going to go with this for a while. I love this iteration. I love Randy Orton like this. Like, he hates everyone.
It's like I don't. It's like there's no like prejudice in his hate. It's just spread against everybody.
He's the get off my lawn. He's the old get off my lawn guy. Oh, you little whippersnappers!
Right. Yeah. It's a bunch of stupid kids having fun. How dare you laugh? So Sheamus has a match with Humberto Carrillo, and they end up having a pretty nice match. They brawl, basically. They go at it, and Sheamus defeats Humberto, I believe it was via countout. They both get double countout.
Ref stoppage.
Oh, that's what it was. Outside the ring. Yeah. Which is that real? From there's conflicting reports, but you don't know what's real and what's a work. But,
right. Yeah.
But yeah, so Sheamus wins. Next up, we have Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander.
The blow-off. The big blow-off, boys. From
that everyone loves.
They're already fighting.
Right, yeah.
So Cedric
would save this for the pay-per-view.
Cedric is basically
pre-show match,
running circles around Shelton the whole time, and because Shelton's, he's kind of tired and he's getting old. But then at the last second, Shelton's like, "All right, kiddo, come here." He pins him, and he teaches him a little lesson there with his veteran instincts. So Shelton wins that match against Cedric. That's the end of that. Wasn't much to it, really.
No,
that's
nothing at all.
This next match, though, I thought was kind of weird. The fact that they had this on Monday Night Raw when this was the original WrestleMania Backlash match, which is Rhea Ripley versus Asuka, 1-on-1.
Right.
That was the match for the pay-per-view until Charlotte inserted herself into it.
Right, yeah, that was it.
And Rhea went clean over Asuka. Right there on Raw.
Clean.
Right before the pay-per-view. So it's like,
sure.
I don't know what they're doing there.
Yeah, is Asuka relegated to putting people over now? Is that where we are?
She won for long enough, so now you got to lose some. You got to balance out that win-loss record.
Sure. Wrestling.
Next up, the man in the purple tights, Damian Priest, defeats John Morrison, and with the distraction, second week in a row, distracted by Miz, causing Morrison to lose. So, is Johnny Drip going to end up being mad at the Miz at some point, or?
Yeah.
Sounds like dissension is happening here, but Johnny won the match, so all is well in Miz and Morrison camp.
In Johnny Drip land.
Yeah.
I can't be asked.
No, Johnny lost the match.
Johnny lost the match? I thought he won that match.
Because Damian Priest was able to choose the stipulation for the match.
That's what it was. I don't know where I was thinking something else.
And he chose the stipulation.
Which means he
was talking to Adam Pearce and saying the stipulation he wants, which is, it's fine. But the way they talked about it, I had to rewind it to understand what they said. It's a lumberjack match, and that's cool. But I didn't even get it the first time they said it. I had to rewind.
No.
So he chose a lumberjack match. Yeah. Next main event. This was Raw just has not been doing it for me lately. SmackDown is getting better. If I had to rank WWE right now, it's NXT, SmackDown, then Raw.
Same.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So Main event, Drew and Lashley, one-on-one. They're fighting. Eventually, the whole night they had this angle going where supposedly MVP's going in business with Braun to take out Drew. Same thing they did last week where they went into business with Drew supposedly. Blah, blah, blah. Braun comes out, says, I'm a monster, I don't have allegiance to nobody, and destroys everyone. So, that's how the match ends. Braun standing tall. He almost shoves MVP's cane up his behind. And that's about how the show ends right there.
Yeah. I'm Raw, not my favorite wrestler.
Very predictable right now.
Yeah.
Raw.
Yeah. All right, let's take a little spot here, guys. Thank Rowdy Energy for sponsoring today. Everybody's all drinking different flavors. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, next up, NXT from last night, which was pretty good. I'm loving this whole Karrion Kross deal. I love this guy's entrance. I don't miss it any show. I don't know. It's I love these vibes that WWE's or the NXT's kind of putting off right now. I like where they're going with a lot of these stories.
You know, I almost felt like this was almost a pay-per-view level with some of these matches. You know, I like how they do that with NXT.
Yeah, I kind of
and with AEW. Though they'll have a regular televised show that has pay-per-view caliber matches.
Sure.
So we start off the night.
Feel to it and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
We start off the night with Karrion Kross versus Austin Theory, and it's more of a Karrion Kross tossing Austin Theory around like a rag doll. And destroying him. He defeated him, and it was just he's been brutal, and he just owned him.
All right, quick question for you guys. This is just, do you guys like the gladiator tights on Kross?
You talking about the skirt part?
Yeah, they might look like the old Spartan.
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
The tunic. I do just because I love the God of War video game so much.
I like that, and I like all of that stuff.
Yeah, I understand, it's representing an era of pugilistic encounters, but I can't help but look at it without thinking of like a loincloth or something. Like that's what I think of.
A loincloth.
Like it kind of takes away from Kross a little for me. Like you know what I mean? Like it takes a little bit of the edginess, a little bit of the toughness off. So, I don't know. But I don't know. What did he wear before? Just regular tights? Yeah, he did just wear regular tights.
Just regular tights.
Yeah, so I don't know. Randomly, statement.
He defeats Austin Theory, and immediately after the match, whenever Johnny is helping Austin to the back, same thing that happened to Finn happened to Kross. He turns around. There's Finn Balor hanging out. He says,
"My boy,
I don't wait in the back of any line. I want my rematch now." And Karrion Kross says, "I don't want to wait either. Let's do it." And then it ends up being announced later on the night. It's official. In 2 weeks, Karrion Kross rematch with Finn Balor. So that's exciting.
Yes.
Next up,
my boy Finn.
Yeah, and he's not going to take it off of Karrion, but it'll be a good match.
Oh God, no, not even a little bit. But it will be a fantastic match.
It will be, yeah. They'll make it look close.
That would be. It would be such a mistake if they give that title back to Finn Balor. As much as I love Finn Balor.
Oh yeah, man, I like him too. Next up, we had the first title match of the night, which was Raquel Gonzalez and Mercedes Martinez. That was a brutal matchup. These two women, they really just. Ooh.
Raquel can be stiff, man.
Yeah. They went to town on each other. They really, really beat each other up there.
I feel like a lot of times Raquel, just being fresh, new, kind of green, it's almost like she don't realize how tall she is. Because, I watch how she's dropping, everybody, up high when they got big spots, you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of watching, and, it almost looks like she's releasing too soon or something. So, but anyway, yeah, Mercedes took some stiff bumps there for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So Raquel Gonzalez ends up defeating Mercedes and retaining her NXT Women's Championship. Next up, we had Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory they end up appearing to lay out Bronson Reed as they're scurrying out of the room. Bronson Reed says he's going to kill him. Later on in the night, Bronson Reed ends up cutting a promo and says that next week he's going to have his match with Gargano for the North American Championship inside of a steel cage because Johnny Gargano won't be
Gargano.
So steel cage match next week. This next part
to Eddie steel cage match with
Johnny
Gargano.
Johnny Gargano.
Gargano, yeah.
Bronson too. He's kind of been on the cusp of winning like the North American. I
think he gets it.
Yeah,
I did too.
Yeah, because I feel like
if not now,
for Johnny,
he's gonna get it.
Yeah, he's gonna get it.
If something screwy doesn't happen in the steel cage, then he'll get it like at the next takeover. But next up, I thought was another one of the cool parts of the night. Isaiah Swerve Scott comes out and says this part, what he said was kind of dumb, but he says it's about to get spooky, and then Hit Row shows up on the Titantron, and out comes his entourage that they called him last week. They come to the ring. He introduces his faction he has here, Hit Row, that features Top Dollar, which is the guy from Treasures, WWE Treasures TV show.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet. Does he host the show or something?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, okay. So
I know what you're talking about. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah, he's on that show. That's him. His Top Dollar. That's his name. The next other guy is lady wrestler is Be Fast, and then you have Ashanti the Adonis. And then at the end there, they did. Go ahead.
What, did you say their name was Be Fast? I didn't catch your name at all.
Like
she said Be Fast, yeah.
F-A-S-T?
Yeah, like breakfast.
He said like breakfast. Oh God! Oh, that was great.
Oh man,
that's when you know how to say the word, but you separate it in your head right before it comes out. I like breakfast. Yes, Primo, like breakfast. Yes.
Yep. So, exactly like that.
The weirdest part of this whole thing, which I thought was cool, that Swerve Scott has his own thing, because it looks like he's gonna get a push here. I mean, it looks cool. At the end, I don't know if y'all were watching, but they all did like a Sierra Miedo sign, which is kind of weird.
It was like that, wasn't it?
It was sideways.
Yeah. It was like down. I can't even do it because we need more Miedo.
Yeah, you gotta
Hit Row in there somewhere.
I don't even know where you get Hit Row.
We're too close.
I'm trying
to close to the chocker here already, so we don't have much. Moving on, boy.
This is a family-friendly show.
That's version 1. That's
V1. Speaking of, I was going to mention that actually. All of Raw and SmackDown, they have that thing come up with the sidebar. I'm just like, Matt Facts. Every time.
Matt Facts. I know, yeah, when they put
Matt Facts.
Yeah, like how many titles they've won and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Like Hardy, man, this dude's the innovator, man. He did it for everybody else.
Shannon Moore, you are my first MFer. Oh man. So next up, we got another Cameron Grimes segment where Ted DiBiase upstages him. He upstages him in the real estate auction.
Right, he's like, put the paddles down. I'll put the paddles.
Who's in the back? Who's in the back? Give us paddles. 20 million. So, yeah, he's remember Cameron. for the $1 Million Man, everyone has a price.
Right.
Next up, Cool Kyle comes out, has a match with...
4 impressions. I'm so
fired. You're right, yeah.
So fired.
I'm glad somebody's keeping track.
Yeah.
Cool Kyle comes out and defeats Oni Lorcan. Pete Dunne immediately attacks Kyle, but out to the rescue, the return of Bobby Fish.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Fish.
He comes out for the save. Immediately after the save, he's like, all right, you good? Cool, because I got my own stuff to take care of. I'll see you when I see you.
How much fish could Bobby Fish fry? If Bobby Fish could fry fish. Remember that? Riddle? Remember that? No? 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 Riddle
That's
did
good,
that.
though.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
He did that like not long before he went. He was doing a little skit.
That's good.
How much fish could Bobby Fish fry? Bobby Fish
could fry fish.
Fry fish. Yeah.
Main event. Well, here we go. 2 out of 3 falls match. Little side note: my favorite 2 out of 3 falls match is Triple H and Stone Cold. Anyway, 2 out of 3 falls match. Santos Escobar secures first pin, followed via pinfall. Kushida immediately answers back with an armbar and makes Escobar submit. And then with the second fall for the victory, Kushida defeats Santos Escobar to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. And
yeah.
Thumbs down.
Wrong result.
Not a Kushida guy, but
continues on.
Triple H is a Kushida guy, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, well, I'm more of an Escobar guy myself.
Me too. Yeah. All right, so that will complete all the recaps from last week. Tonight, AEW. Thursday will be Go Home Impact show. Friday will be Go Home SmackDown show. So that's what's coming up. All right, guys. We're going to pick Primo's brain today, but we're going to pick Primo and AJ. It's a quick little question today. Nothing really, just a quick little question to ask. So let's look at the graphic here real fast. Today, have you ever been inside a wrestling ring before? Yes? No? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I didn't realize we were live again. So to answer your question,
we're live now.
So if we go back to the first pick Primo's brain that we ever had, you asked about my first live event. That NWA 360 left their ring at the gym, and I was also a member of that gym. So me and my buddy would go and do all kinds of stupid stuff we shouldn't have been doing inside that wrestling ring, and it was awesome.
Well, all right, go ahead, AJ. Tell me your story, and then I want to ask you one more quick question.
So I was the WWE was doing a house show in Bloomington, and I was asked to. I begged to cover it for other work, and I got to go down there, and I got to go into the ring, and I didn't get to do much because I didn't have time, but I ran the ropes and jumped up on the second turnbuckle. The ring is tiny, by the way. I was not expecting it to be
16 by 16,
so small.
Yeah, WWE is the biggest ring,
but
AEW's ring is still a little smaller. Yeah, so that was my question. Did you guys hit the ropes? And when you felt it, it was kind of a realization of wow, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I remember I did that because we were playing around and we were kind of got our adrenaline going because we were having fun. And the next day, I was actually sore, and I had the marks on my back from and I wasn't even hitting them hard.
Yeah.
I had the distinct rope marks. Well, one because I'm short, so one was at the top of my shoulders, and the other was in between my back. And it was it hurt. It hurt a lot.
Yeah, I've been in a ring a handful of times. The last time I was in a ring was probably in my late 20s, maybe early 30s. I hit the ropes a couple times. I was at an indie show before the guys tore down. I had a little bit to do what was going on there. So, but anyway, I hit the ropes and I flat backed, bumped, and never again. Nope. Nope. I shouldn't even. Yeah, I don't know. It's you get in there, you're like, oh.
Man, you want to do everything that you've always seen. Yeah. We had this mat, this gym mat, with this cushiony. We would bring that out, and I'd do like swantons on it and stuff.
Yeah.
But not on the actual mat itself.
Yeah.
And actually,
I had to do it one time to see how it felt.
Getting up there on that, I would do it off the second turnbuckle because the top turnbuckle was higher than it looks.
It's up there.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't do it standing on the mat. I wouldn't do a flat back bump. I'm like, no. I am much too weenery to.
You said you're short. How tall are you, AJ?
Like 5'9", but still.
Well, hold on now. That's not that short. I'm 5'8".
Well, I lied a little bit. I'm 5'8" without shoes. 5'9" with.
I'm 5'9" with cowboy boots on. So yeah.
Dang, I'm gonna start hanging out with you guys. I'm gonna look like a giant next to you guys. All right, so that is. Go ahead.
We used to bartend together. Remember that when you way up here and me like down here?
Yeah,
I looked like
I used to have when I was a security officer. I had a partner that was 6'4".
Yeah. All right, so that is Pick Primo's Brain. All right, next up, guys, our main discussion of the show. We're going to take a quick little 1 minute break here, and we're going to come back and talk about our top 5 baby faces. So hang tight. We'll be back here in 1 minute. All right, we are back. Today's discussion. We talked about heels last week. We're going to flip the script this week and go 180 on you. We're going to talk about baby faces. All right, so why don't you, AJ, start us off. Number 5, your top baby face. Now, this is a guy, he, everybody loved him. Everybody was always behind him, sold a lot of merch, always went up against the big, nasty, heel. The baby face was always a good talker, always a good seller in the ring, made the women cry when he got beat up, made the old ladies hit the nasty heels with their pocketbooks because they were beating up on the baby faces. So that's what we're looking for. So here we go, AJ. All right, buddy, start us off. Number 5, man. Who you got?
With their pocketbooks.
Yeah.
Well, first, number 6, honorable mention, my pen, which I
always have
yet to drop.
Heel pen.
Number 5, one of my number 5 favorite babyface of all time. He was number 1 on my list of heels, so that's how good he is. Chris Jericho, Y2J. Chris Jericho, my number 5.
Break the wall down!
Just like I remember, like the Lion Tamer, which I wish he still did, was like the coolest looking submission move like ever. Like, and just everything about Y2J, like the way he talked, like in his in-ring, abilities, like he was just outstanding. Like he's either face or heel. In this case, face. He's just one of the best ever.
Yep, totally agree. Primo, number 5.
Number 5. I do like AJ's pick there. I purposely made a conscious decision, though, to not put any of my heels on my babyface list, even though they could flip. However, maybe one of your guys' heels is on my list. Anyway, number 5, I don't know if you guys thought about him. He's always, I'd say 95% of the time, he's been a babyface. And he is the biggest little man himself. Y'all remember when they call him that? Rey Mysterio. I mean, come on. He's awesome. He is always a fan favorite.
Yeah, he's been a face. I hardly can remember ever him being a heel.
Except when he was unmasked in WCW.
When he teamed up with was it Chavo Guerrero or Billy Kidman? One of those where they were the Dirty Dogs, and
they wasn't for the Filthy Animals, was he? Anyway, Yeah, I think that's the only time when he was unmasked. But besides that, he's always been a face.
Mm-hmm.
So, in Rey Mysterio, he's one of the greatest of all time, and that's why he's my number 5.
Okay. All right, so let me start off before I start with my number 5. I know we all come from different genres of wrestling, so this one's going to be a little weird. I normally don't say, an honorable mention, and I'm going to break out this honorable mention, and you guys are going to kind of be like, oh, wow. But I think he just deserves to be said. He did not make my top 5, but number 6, not Bob Backlund, Shawn Michaels. Number 6.
Okay.
He is a great. He was a great face. I just don't think he could make my top 5. But too big of a face not to. But anyway, my number 5. You guys know what kind of wrestling I grew up on. My number 5. This guy, outside of a couple other guys on my list, I would say probably the third biggest babyface in probably WCW NWA history. Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express. This dude could sell. He checks all the boxes of what I just talked about. Women loved him. Guys envied him. He sold like a maniac. He had a great feud with. Ended up being with all the big heels. After when he kind of went on his single run. So. For me, number 5, Ricky Morton. AJ, start us off with number 4s.
So first, I want to say that when I was making this list, I thought for sure, Dirty, that you would put all of the Rock and Roll Express on your list, like every single one of them. So the fact that you stuck with just one, shows
yeah.
So I was going to ask you if you got that link I sent you. About him and his son, yeah. Oh
yeah, son Kerry. Yeah, they have a school together, the Morton School of Wrestling, and and Kerry's he's kind of breaking out like in his own. That was a really cool story. They were tag champs together, probably in Ricky's promotion. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Cool. I love the belts though, that red and silver.
Oh yeah. Okay. So number 4.
Number 4.
So there are 2 wrestlers on here from my childhood that just are the reason why I love wrestling so much. And number 4 is one of them, and it is Ricky Steamboat. Probably not a surprise that would be on my list at all. He was like the good guy.
Yeah.
Like right when I started watching wrestling as a kid, it was Ricky Steamboat, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and then he went to WCW, and nice.
Yeah.
And so then I switched promotions, but I kind of started paying more attention to WCW when I was a kid because I knew that Ricky Steamboat was then there. Like that's how much I liked him, is that I would switch back and forth depending on where he was.
Yeah, Ricky checked all the boxes. He was tanned. He was Asian. The girls loved him. He had the greatest hip toss in wrestling history. He had the family aspect going for him. He was never a heel that I can remember. This guy's commitment to wrestling was this. When he was the Dragon in WWF, right before he walked to the ring, he carried this gas-like substance in his mouth for his whole ring walk all the way till his music. He went around the ring, got up on the post to blow the fire. That's how dedicated this guy was to wrestling, man. Like there's stories I've read. Yeah, there's stories I've read where like he had all kind of mouth problems because he was doing this every day, if not every other. You know what I'm saying? And he had to take all kind of antibiotics, and and then So I mean, he fit the whole bill. That's why Ricky Steamboat wrestled Ric Flair 5 billion times in this world, because the ultimate babyface versus the ultimate heel. Like that's wrestling 101. He's on my list, so I mean it's legit. Primo, number 4, buddy.
Good.
Number 4. So you could go. I'm not talking about today's version. I'm not even necessarily talking about late 90s version. I'm more talking about from Venice Beach, Sting, blonde hair Sting. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on. I don't even need to say a whole lot about it. You just say, oh!
Yeah.
Chest beating, the Stinger splash, like all of it. Like it's Sting. Even whenever he did turn into the Crow, depressed Sting, he was still a face there too, technically. But that iteration where in the late 80s and early 90s, mm-hmm. It was awesome. Women loved him. I mean, everybody wanted to be him. I remember he used to be so jacked, like jacked. Yeah, whenever he used to tag with Ultimate Warrior.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, like I actually don't remember that because I'm not like you guys. But
Dingo Warrior, he was Dingo Warrior. Then.
Yeah,
the Dingo Warrior.
But yeah, so Sting is my number 4, and that's old Sting, classic Sting.
Another thing about Sting too, man, I want to say he had a freaking cool haircut. Mm-hmm. It was a cool color. He looked like a surfer. He had, he was big and jacked. He had bright color tights. Bright yellow, bright red, bright blue with the big scorpion.
He would do the theme paint. He did the red, white, and blue for Great American Bash.
Yes, yes. Yeah, love it, man, love it. All right, my number 4, we talked about him lately. He's probably I probably say he's right there with Ricky Steamboat as the 2 biggest baby faces in NWA history. The American Dream, baby. Dusty Rhodes. Nine with kings and queens. The neat cans, the pork and beans. Baby.
Perfect. I mean, yeah.
I love Dusty, man. He's a green elbow pad. The 4 Horsemen broke his leg. Yeah, like late 80s. Starrcade was the blow-off of that in 85. You would have thought the president got shot where I was from. Dusty, was royalty. All those daggum horsemen, they broke his leg. And, it was a big deal. Dusty, he was the booker a lot during that era. So, he booked himself as the babyface. The second most recognizable athlete in the entire world is what he used to say. Next to Muhammad Ali. So,
that's 5 impressions, by the way, that you've done.
God, that's awful. What is going on today? Anyway, all right. What?
What did you think about Polka Dot Dusty? Back in WWF days. What did you think? Like his feud with was a Honky Tonk Man?
Honky Tonk, yeah. I thought it was a rib. That's my best guess. Just from everything that I've ever read, collected, heard, opinions, I thought it was a rib. I think it was, he wanted to do this common man gimmick, so he's like, oh, what's more common than polka dots?
Nothing. Absolutely.
Nothing. 6 impressions. God dang it. Yes. All right, so anyway, but, yeah, so... Dusty was, just ultimate babyface, yeah. All right, top 3. AJ, who you got, number 3?
Look in my eyes. What do you see? Personality. CM Punk.
CM Punk. CM. I love being in Chicago chanting that. It's like it's adrenaline, man. It's adrenaline.
Yes.
I want all of us 3 to be at a pay-per-view and CM Punk surprises. We mark out like little ladies. Oh, my God.
I would cry like a child. I would get the vapors and I would cry like a child.
Yeah.
One chick magnet Punk, who he was a great heel too. Mm-hmm. But as a babyface, there's only been a couple more guys in the past 20 years that have been more over as face CM Punk. And being from the mean streets of Chicago as I am, or slightly south of Chicago, how could CM Punk not be on this list? So my number 3 is CM Punk.
He's been gone since 2013. They still chant his name?
Still.
Yep.
Any show. Yeah, any show.
Not just in Chicago either. Like the Pittsburgh, they chanted, and it's amazing.
Money in the Bank, one of my favorite pay-per-views. Cena versus
where he steals the title.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. That's good shit.
That was the last one. He had the kill switch entrance.
Six impressions. Yeah. Anyway, move on.
Number three. Dirty's honorable mention. My number 3. I had to get somebody from Texas on my list. HBK, Shawn Michaels. Not so much 90s. Not so much like 2000 because that's whenever he was ready to leave. But when he came back for his second run in the business.
Not that mullet, Sean.
When he got a smile back.
When he got a smile back. When he started getting on his knees and, the whole thing. From then on, that whole face run, he made you, like, especially with that feud with, which I don't want to get into this too much because it'll be on, we'll talk about this next week, but the initial rivalry with his best bud, Triple H, just made you feel for him,
Yep.
Spoilers.
Right. So that's my number 3 is Shawn Michaels.
All right, number 3, we've already talked about him, so we'll move on. Ricky Steamboat for me, number 3. AJ, number 2. Top 2, boys.
I was gonna say when you said nobody else has gotten over, but like CM Punk, that's exactly who I thought about.
Yeah.
This would be one of the 1 or 2 that have gotten over.
Yeah.
CM Punk, Daniel Bryan. So, as a wrestling fan, you tend to go through phases. Like sometimes you where you ignore it a little bit just because the product's not very good. Dave Bautista's getting a huge push for reasons you can't figure out. Mm-hmm. And Daniel Bryan, the whole Yes movement, that kind of brought me back into wrestling.
It was organic as organic gets.
Yep. It was so organic, like they couldn't deny it. Like they changed the main event of, was it WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans that year? And that's still one of my favorite WrestleMania matches. When Daniel Bryan wins both titles and taps out Batista. And plus just your classic underdog babyface. Like, the entire company was against him. He got all the fans on his side. He was, everyone loved him, and
in that pay-per-view, he had to beat Triple H first.
Yeah. That was the first match of the night. Yeah. Yep.
Worked on his shoulder. He comes out in the main event. His shoulder's all wrapped up,
all taped, and
my favorite move, the RKO Batista Bomb.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was that night, wasn't it?
I love that.
Yep.
Wow.
All right. So Daniel Bryan, one of the greatest of all time. My number 2 was almost my number 1, but I put him at number 2.
Number 2.
What do you think, Primo?
Number 2 for Primo. Finally,
there it is.
Has come back to Primo's list. He made it to my list. He can be acknowledged just like me, and he is one of the greatest faces of all time. Obviously, the most electrifying men on the planet are in sports and entertainment.
Electronic.
Electrifying.
Electronic.
Man.
I am B-Rock.
Finally.
The most electrifying man.
Come back to Primo's list.
So,
you smell
everything. He make you laugh. He has the mic skills to be both heel and face. He's got all of the millions and millions behind of The Rock's fans. So, he's the people's champ. Come on.
Yep.
That's my number 2.
All right. My number 2, boys. There's really only 2 when it comes to baby faces. Is for me. So, this guy, one of the biggest baby faces. Hang on, I'm trying to cue up his music here. It's not working too well.
Let's see, what was that?
Yeah, never mind. Anyway, whatever. All right, so number 2 for me, the real American Hulk Hogan, baby. I know, but I mean, this guy, he was the biggest babyface in the 80s. He took the belt off the Sheik. He beat Andre. Like, what else? What this guy to do? He's number 2, man.
The Silver Dome brother.
Hulk must pose. Yeah, Silver Dome brother.
Grandstanding and hot dogging.
That's right. All right, let's start with our number ones. AJ, go from 5 to 1. Here we go.
So, number 5, Chris Jericho. Number 4, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, which I didn't know that about his fire stuff. As a kid, I just thought he was magical. Number 3, Chick Magnet Punk. Number 2, Daniel Bryan. And number 1, which the whole entire reason why I love wrestling. We've already talked about him, so I won't go into it much. Man called Sting. My favorite babyface of all time, for all the reasons that, Primo, you already mentioned. And then even when he turned into Crow Sting, I thought he was just awesome. Like, he had I thought he
was awesome. Like, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. He reinvented himself, man. It was really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with that.
That's still my favorite look of any wrestler of all time is Crow Sting.
The Crow is actually one of me and my older brother's favorite movies, too. So.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah. Brandon Lee.
Nice.
Yeah, Brandon Lee. Yeah.
Brandon Lee, yep.
Brandon Lee.
All right, Primo, who you got up the top?
That was... Yep.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
AJ?
go ahead.
Oh, okay. Number 5, I got Rey Mysterio. 4, Sting. 3, Shawn Michaels. 2, The Rock. Number 1. So he sucks at being a heel. And I can only really remember the one time he was a heel in TNA. He's my favorite wrestler of all time. You know it's Jeff Hardy. Get out of here.
Of course. We saw this from a mile away.
I know, exactly. It's no secret.
Yeah.
He is a terrible heel, though.
Yeah, he is a terrible heel. Great baby
Unless
face.
He's Willow, in which case he's a great heel.
All right.
We need to bring back Willow.
For me, number 5, Ricky Morton, Dusty Rhodes at 4, Ricky Steamboat 3, Hulk Hogan 2. Number 1, this guy don't know how to be a heel. He's the biggest face in the history of wrestling. He does all the make a wish. There's no bigger baby face in the history of wrestling than this guy right here, man. Whether you like it or not, man, John Cena. It's John Cena.
You're absolutely right.
He is, man. It is. This dude's done it all, man. This dude's done it all. So that is our top 5 baby faces. That was a fun discussion, man. It's always fun to see where everybody comes at different angles.
I prefer the Doctor of Thugonomics.
Yeah.
And that's actually the truth.
That was best scene, actually. That was best scene. All right, let's blow through some questions here, kind of rumors and stuff going on. So I think Primo was the only one that has watched Booker T biography, man. How was it?
I really enjoyed it. It was back to a good, story about, from how he was brought up to how he broke into the business. They told his story about how he went, did some time, and how basically his brother, Stevie Ray, which his real name is Lash, which is way cooler than Stevie Ray.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Why wouldn't you use that as your name?
Well, Lash LaRue was probably already in WCW when he got there. That's why. Y'all remember him? He had the big L's on his face. Lash LaRue.
Stupid L mutton chop.
He was like a New Orleans gumbo, like New Orleans, whatever you call those people. New Orleans Knights.
And then they went through.
Yeah.
They went through the Harlem Heat era, which that's one of my top 5 tag teams, so I love that.
Mm-hmm.
All the way up to King Booker. Booker! Oh, hell! With Queen Charmel. So, And they even talked about reality wrestling. So yeah, overall it was great. I think the only thing that they didn't talk about was his what they call his what's his podcast called? Hall of Fame. I don't remember. Anyway, he has a podcast. They didn't talk about that.
Okay. Dark Side of the Ring was Brian Pillman, episode 1. I seen this. This is awesome. Episode 2 came on last night. I haven't got a chance to check it yet. But yeah, I think it's already on my DVR, so it already came on. But next week's Nick Gage, I don't know if you guys know the story of Nick Gage, but watch this. Freaking this dude's nuts.
It's like the deathmatch thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, deathmatch thing. He went through a lot of stuff. This is going to be a great story.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are going to hate on it because it's going back to the deathmatch stuff. But this guy's got a good story. And when I say this dude is a folk legend in indie wrestling, that's probably putting it lightly. When this dude comes out, it's pandemonium. I love when he's on cards because his entrance, he comes out to For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica. And it's sick. Like everybody, like a mosh pit when he comes out. He comes out, he's pushing people. They're pushing him like fans. Like, I'm almost scared. Like, I want to get out of the way because I'm scared.
Like, I'm glad I'm not over there.
I might have to smack him back. You know what I mean? And then, like, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen on that one. So the first,
you can't just take the smack. You got to smack him back.
Well, yeah, because that's what everybody does. Like, watch one of his GCW matches. When he comes out, it's like, you know, like he loves it. Like he wants people to like push him and stuff. So yeah, it's awesome. Can't wait to see it. But anyway, first Pillman episode was good. You know, kind of touched on some of the stuff we, you know, kind of already knew, but the second episode is looking pretty awesome. Daniel Bryan, is he a free agent? Is it a work?
Work.
What are we doing here?
I'm calling it work. They already put him on the alumni page. They're still talking about him.
Still talking about him. Yeah, that's the
and
main.
Also,
he goes away. They don't talk about him.
Here's why I think it's a work. Number one, obviously, still talking about him, like I just said. They immediately move him to the alumni page, which they do every time. Also, he made it a point before WrestleMania and stuff to constantly say, this might be my last WrestleMania. And everybody was commenting on that, and then there was rumors going around that he was talking about other promotions. So it was like he wasn't being secretive about it at all to make you maybe think that he is leaving.
Right, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I think so too. So also AEW come out. They're starting touring soon. We talked about that earlier. I think after the next pay-per-view, which I think is May 30th. But SummerSlam, I'm hearing, is talking about SummerSlam. WWE is talking about touring post-SummerSlam is what I'm hearing, but it sounds like AEW might be first. So Wrestler Spotlight, you know, we just briefly talk about. We've all kind of talked about it, man. I'm still impressed with Darby. You know, he's the workhorse champion right now on AEW with the TNT title. He's taking on all comers. I can't remember who it is he's wrestling tonight. Somebody's he's putting the title against somebody.
It's Miro tonight.
That's who it is. Yes, so it's going to be interesting. We might see a title switch tonight, boys.
They're saying.
Go ahead.
They're saying that he hasn't yet been medically cleared to participate, and Miro's like, well, yeah, Darby hasn't. And Miro basically said, well, even if he's not cleared, if he doesn't wrestle, I get the title. So he either wrestles or it's a title switch automatically.
Okay. Well, but yeah, it's been fun watching Darby. You know, he's been putting the title on the line every week, putting on some awesome matches. Dude is nuts on top of it. You know, he's very reckless. So, but it's fun to watch anyway. So, but once again, as we head towards the end of the show here, I want to thank Rowdy for sponsoring the show. Rowdy Energy, thank you guys so much for the delicious beverages today. Also, Coastland Apparel. Go check out www.coastlandapparel.com. Use promo code BIRDTV for 15% off. I'm sporting one of the shirts here. Primo and AJ both have the hats on. They just dropped polos, and some different stuff. So go check it out for sure. So next up, man, let's talk about this real quick as we roll around. Primo, WrestleMania Revenge card. Just briefly go through the matches, and we're going to just kind of talk about it for a second, and then we'll circle back next week and see how it all went down.
These were the matches announced as of Monday night. Monday night's ending. We have the Lumberjack match between Damian Priest and The Miz.
Okay. Just to get it done, whoever.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly,
said my thoughts on this feud.
I am a fan of The Miz, not of Damian Priest.
You're the one.
But I just don't want The Miz in this. Put the IC championship back on him. He was doing great then. He brought even Jeff Jarrett called him out and said, "Hey man, made it relevant again." Anyway. Next up, we got SmackDown Tag Team titles, Dirty Dogs versus the Mysterios.
I think Mysterios take that one.
I don't want that to happen.
I don't want it to happen either. I'm not a Dominic fan.
Like I said, I'm a Rey Mysterio fan, but I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know they're going to do it because it's going to be father-son. It's a storyline.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Ziggler and Rude could do so much. If they actually let these guys unleash and do what they want to do,
Yeah,
I agree.
Especially Rude.
Triple threat match for the Raw Women's title. The Queen, Charlotte, versus Asuka and Rhea Ripley.
I think Ripley retains.
Yes. Charlotte probably wins the match. Ripley retains. I think they're leading to Ripley Charlotte, or I think they're leading to.
How does that happen?
Ripley Charlotte.
If Charlotte wins and Ripley retains,
well, it's a title belt, right? Disqualification probably.
This is triple threat. No, there's no DQ.
So there's no DQ. Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Rhea. Yeah, I don't know. Rhea wins, or maybe I could see Charlotte stealing the win, like after Rhea does her finisher on Asuka or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she got to do something.
I can see. I think Asuka eats the pin one way or another.
Oh yeah, for sure. We can all agree on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's time to put the belt back on Charlotte yet.
No, I don't think so either.
I think
Rhea will steal the pin from Charlotte.
That's a good call. I think that it'll look like Charlotte's just about to get it. She goes for the pin. Rhea comes in.
Yep.
Because technically, Rhea is supposed to be a heel too.
Yeah, which is weird.
Exactly.
See, now I can see Asuka winning it. Just so they have a face heel dynamic for when Charlotte actually takes it.
Yeah.
They do the double turn with Rhea. So SmackDown's women's title match: Bayley versus Bianca. Bianca retains.
I hate to say this, but sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean, why would you pick it off of Bianca?
Yeah, it's way too soon. Way too soon.
Yeah.
I'm ready for something to, triple threat match for WWE title. Braun Strowman, he's not going to win. Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley.
I think Lashley stays on top.
Or Lashley keeps the title.
Lashley stays on top. McIntyre moves into a feud with somebody else or with Braun.
He should. I mean, that might happen, but it's like, what I want to know is who on Raw is next to challenge for the title besides Braun and Drew. It can't be Randy Orton because he's with Matt Riddle. They're going to go on a tag run.
Okay.
AJ is with Omos.
Mahal.
Seth?
Jinder Mahal. Oh, God. No, not Jinder Mahal. It's going to be Jinder Mahal.
Seth, maybe?
Seth is on SmackDown. Unless they do a
Seth
Superstar
is on
shake-up sometime soon.
Yeah. I don't know. I have to wait and see how that one plays out.
Yeah. Raw's bad right now.
It should just be Reigns, and he should just get both titles and then call it a day. And next up, we got the WWE Universal title match, which is the main event. Cesaro trying his best to be relevant and face Roman Reigns, the champion. Which, I like Cesaro, don't get me wrong, but...
he said it again. Cesaro. Claudio Castagnoli.
I like him, but I don't want the belt. Like I want the belt to come off of Lashley way sooner than I want it to come off Reigns.
Yeah, I never thought I would say that, but yeah,
right.
Reigns is probably losing at Mania 2025, probably
2025.
Yeah,
against cousin Rock.
Right. Hopefully that's the main event next year. Hopefully that's the main event next year in Texas.
The Rock comes back. He says, "All right, I want the title again," like he did against CM Punk.
Yeah, it's mine. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Poor Cesaro. If it were any other. Why is that our thing now? Cesaro.
Oh no! The people they're like, okay, they're completely checked out. There's 9 viewers right now.
How? Nobody's saying anything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're we've gone delirious. So that's the WrestleMania Backlash card that we currently have, unless they come up with something on SmackDown for their go.
Okay. And probably Cedric Shelton on the pre-show.
Yeah,
why not?
And why is there not a Raw Tag Team Championship on the card?
Yeah, true. Kind of forgotten belts at this point.
Why is there not a United States Championship or an IC Championship? Wait, I think there is actually. No, they just had their match.
Sheamus is he's been wrestling with what's his name?
Sheamus is with Humberto. Like both of the mid-card championship belts have been having their matches on the shows.
Yeah. I need me some Aziz. What's his name? Captain Aziz.
The Nigerian nil. Or Commander Aziz.
Commander Aziz, yeah.
Is it Commander? I was going to say Admiral. Like he's on
Admiral.
I just love wrestling how a thumb that goes into somebody's neck like really fast can knock them out. Like
it's gotta be taped up though. If the thumb's not taped up, it doesn't count.
Yeah, it's gotta go around. And like if you ever look, Cedric Alexander, he's always had one of those too, and I always thought, why is he? One day he doesn't do it. What he's
randomly, he's gonna be like, okay, I got the.
Which I used to laugh at him because he used to do the.
Maybe he should take the tape off when he's ready for the blah.
Exactly. Unwrap it until he exposed the skin. Oh, he's got an infected thumb. It's going
like Wade Barrett with his, what was Wade Barrett's little forearm thing?
Boom! Oh, yeah.
I've got some bad news. I did that to 30.
Yeah, you take off the forearm.
The old thumb in the pie. That's what it's called now.
All right, boys. Your favorite champ right now? Anybody changing? You guys are both Romans. I'm an Omega. Acknowledge me. You're changing?
Oh God, no.
Oh no, you gotta change. That's what I thought. Okay, yeah.
It's still Roman.
Yeah. All right, guys. Real quick, let's wrap it up here. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Primo.
Thumbs up. I like the Arcade Bro stuff still. I also love the fact that Jimmy's back. I've been waiting on it. I'm excited. And I want to see where they go with it. They actually have my curiosity. I'm also liking what's going on with the fact that Tuesdays I'm excited to watch wrestling. Wednesdays I'm excited to watch wrestling. Fridays I'm excited to watch wrestling. I don't think I have the channel to watch on Thursdays, so but I catch that one on replays on other means. But but Monday that's my thumbs down. Monday, besides Arcade Bro, is just not doing it for me.
Yeah. I was gonna say my whole thumbs down is Raw. Like it's just hard for me to watch it. Like I turn it on. You know, I don't watch any wrestling live. For one, I have family things tend to, so I watch it when I can focus on it. You know, when you know what I mean. But when I turn on Raw, it's like the one where I'm I push play, and then I put my finger on the fast forward trigger.
You're like, who was
okay? Nope.
Yep.
Nope. You know what I mean? Like, so
let's get to the third hour.
Yeah. That's hard to watch. But for me, thumbs up is the fact that I'm happy to hear the touring starting. So that means getting back to normalcy, I guess, in wrestling. Like I said, wrestling to me is hearing the fans. What about you, AJ?
So mine's easy and agrees with both of you. Thumbs down, Raw. It's again, except for RK Bro, which I never thought I'd hear myself say.
Right, and another thing too,
but he's grown.
I want to say too, we don't. Before the show, we don't all say what we're going to say. So everything you hear here is organic. So all three of us collectively hate Raw without even talking about it.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
And now Jinder Mahal is back, and but
and let me say one more thing too, AJ. Adnan Vert, are you guys on with him or not?
No.
I'm trying.
McAfee, yes. Adnan, no.
Right, yeah, and I feel like Corey Graves is miserable right now on Raw. Like he
hates his life.
Yeah. For the first time, somebody called him the what was Corey's nickname as a wrestler?
The savior of
misbehavior. Yeah, somebody called him that, and he was kind of like.
I love nicknames like that. By the way, savior of misbehavior, the Ayatollah of rock and roll.
Yeah.
Shaman of sexy.
Right. Yeah. Yep. So that's what we are thumbs up, thumbs down on. Oh, AJ, I'm sorry I interrupted you. There was one more thing you wanted to say.
Thumbs up is SmackDown. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Cesaro, that whole program.
Yeah.
Big dumb thumbs up.
Roman as a heel is gold, man. I don't whatever it took for us to get here. I'm fine with it. I wish it would have did it sooner, but man, we're here. He's a great heel, man.
I'll be honest, I did not. I was not a Roman fan.
AJ, I can tell you, neither one of us were. We fussed about him at work for a long time.
No, I always liked the Shield, but not Roman himself.
Yeah. All right, guys, so that's the gist of the show for today. Let's talk about next week. I'm going to show you guys a video of the time that the Sandman from ECW poured beer down my throat. So we're going to watch the video of that. I'm going to tell you the story of it, which is funny and awkward at the same time. So so make sure you guys tune in for that. I'm going to show you that. That's going to be funny. Next week, we got an extra special guest. Michael is coming on. He's actually AJ's brother. I've talked a lot of wrestling with this guy. He knows his stuff. He's coming on next week to talk about post WrestleMania Backlash and post Impact Under Siege. And he's also going to talk with us about his top 3 favorite feuds. That is the Dropkick Discussion of the week. So looking forward to having Michael on the show next week, man. That was going to be fun. Thanks, everybody, for being here, man. That'll do it for the show. Also want to remind everybody, Primo, where can you get our podcast at?
Currently, you'll catch these replays. I'll upload this episode in the next 20 minutes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. More platforms coming soon, but that's where you can catch audio replays.
Absolutely, guys. Go download those, subscribe. We appreciate it so much. Boys, this was a fun show, man. Thank y'all. Appreciate you being on the show with me.
Absolutely.
Really good show here.
Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank all one of you. We started out good.
That reminds me, really quick, people in the chat, or maybe later when they download our podcast, I'm looking for a new Twitter handle. Send me suggestions.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
Because I just want something. My Twitter handle is stupid and generic. Pick a new one for me, and I'll go with it.
All right, there you go, guys. Tweet him if you can't see it. If you're listening, tweet AJ at AJ1842. That is his current Twitter handle.
So silly.
Tweet him something new and be creative, be fun, whatever it is. It's going to be on the screen there. So also my guy Primo Silver Fox, Primo PRIMOXSILVERFOX. Primo Silver Fox JAAREET. That's what it felt like.
Oh man!
5 days working hard.
And of course, we can't forget. Make sure you guys follow the show on Twitter as well at SitDownMarks.
Absolutely. SITDOWNMAR. I'm kidding. I'm just getting carried away now.
We're off the rails.
There we are, man. It's time to wrap this show up. We've been jabbing for long enough. Thank you guys for watching on Twitch. We're live here every Wednesday. Thank you guys so much. We are so grateful if you have downloaded this podcast. AJ's wrapping up the show with his D-Lo impression. If you betted on the over today for impressions against the under, you won because I lit them up today and they were all bad. I'm sorry.
All of our fans in Belgium.
Yeah. Appreciate all those guys out there. Anybody that downloads this podcast, we appreciate the support. We like I said, we got to number 84 or 85 last week.
84
shoot
in
up
the United States. That's amazing. And we just broke into the podcast audio business last week. We're already there. They're shooting us.
This is great. We're having a good time. Thank you guys for supporting. To the moon. Camel guys, baby. All right. All right. Good night, guys. We're deleted. All right. See you guys.